Welcome back to Lovin Dubai show. Nothing beats a cooking show than one who can tell it like it is. And today we are graced by the presence of the most notorious upfront judges in culinary television, also chef at Demon Duck in Dubai. Welcome to the show, Alvin Leung, aka the Demon Chef. Woo!
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Is it morning here?
It
I've been
is.
traveling so much, I don't even know it's morning or night. So, good morning.
Fabulous to have you.
It can be whatever you want it to be, honestly. But question, so we've been to the Demon Duck, love the food, love the drinks, and you have this popular duck drink, which is blue. So has the drink's color been inspired by your hair, or your hair's been inspired by the drink?
Which came first?
I do not know. It's like a chicken and egg thing. So, I think the color blue came before me.
Oh.
I want to take credit for blue, but I can't.
Your favorite
the
color?
The sky is blue. Okay, so give the credit to the sky.
It's beautiful. We like the style. We love the style. Tell us about the name. For people who do not know, when did the Demon Chef come along?
Oh, Demon Chef came along, quite a long time ago, okay? And it's actually self-named. And I call myself the Demon Chef because people were calling me, of course in Asia, they love to, God of gambling, God of cooking, and, God this, God this. And really, okay, unlike, the comics or whatever, Thor, I don't want to be God. I think it's very boring. So I want to go the exact opposite, and I call myself the Demon Chef. Now, it's not in a sinister way. I'm not evil, okay? But demon in Greek, or daemon, means something playful, playful, and it's a playful spirit. So that's exactly what I am. I'm playful, and I'm a spirit. Sometimes spiritual, even.
On first glance, the Demon Chef, people are going to assume that you're going to be, throwing out the insults like these chefs on TV do. People would be scared on first glance.
These chefs on TV, they throw insults.
for the ratings,
No, I'm very real. I'm very real. I try to be very, very real, even when I'm on television. Like now, I'm trying to be as real as I can. I'm not trying to pretend to be anybody. I am somewhat. Chefs are perfectionists. Okay, so we sometimes, we are driven by perfection. We're driven, and a lot of times we are, we are energized, and then we begin to get angry if things do not go our way, or things are just not going perfect. But but the most important thing is to forget everything afterwards, because people will change, except chefs.
Interesting. So, sounds like you're pretty much on the ground with your, fellow chefs and sous chefs.
Demons are not on the ground; they're actually underground. But
You're underground. Okay, so you're underground with your sous chefs. But how are you as a boss? Because we see on TV how they are. Get this right here. You miss the salt, all of that. Are you that kind of hyper, or you're chill? What's your vibe?
I think it depends. I am hyper, but because I demand things from people. Okay, if you work with me, then there's a certain demand that I have for you. Okay, and I just demand that you put in maximum effort. Okay, so as long as I think you put your maximum effort in, I'm okay with that. But if I see that you're goofing off, or you're not really, you're doing something half-heartedly, then I do get a bit excited.
It's interesting though, because we always say everyone be like, I worked harder than the kids these days are working. Do you think there was more pressure on you in the kitchen back 20 years ago than there are in people coming up in the chefing industry now?
Yeah.
Are you my father? This has gone on. I've worked harder than the kids. This has gone on for, I don't know, probably at that 100 generations. Okay, because I think things are easier. Okay, especially in the recent couple of decades with technology, with social media, informations are easier to gather. So it's made it quite easier for people or aspiring chef or cook coming into the industry, because they have access to a lot of things. I did not go to a Michelin-Star restaurant until I was 40 years old. Okay, so I have seen people or kids coming into my restaurant that are probably, no more than 10. So I think, they do have it. I don't think they have it easy, okay? But I think they have a lot of information. It's now easier basically to get things, to experience. Okay, and that is, and I think the world is, it's going towards this. And I guess 20 years from now, when my kids will be talking to their kids, they would probably say the same thing. So it's not a trend. It's something that exists. So I would not say that things are easier on the next generation or the present generation, because even generations are getting shorter now. I mean, you're gonna expect, you're gonna get generation gaps, within your own generation, because technology is just bringing things quickly so fast. And I think there'll be a lot of pressure, okay, on the new generation or the new kids, because they will be, they'll be forced to change very quickly, which means that I think mentally, okay, that will put a lot of pressure. So I don't actually envy them.
But you were self-taught.
Yes.
And you have 2 Michelin stars.
I had 3, but I lost 1.
Well, even so, absolutely phenomenal.
I have 2 now. Yes. Peak
of the industry.
Well,
So chefs coming up.
Yes.
Do you still believe people self-taught can reach the level that you have, or do you think that they need to be going into cooking schools? I
was self-taught, and that's I couldn't change that. If I was to go back in time, would I go to culinary school? Would I look? I mean, things come together at its nature. You don't want to change anything. I don't recommend that they don't go to culinary school. You never deny anybody knowledge and education. Never do that, okay? Because that is always good. The thing is how you interpret it, and how you use it, okay, in a creative way, or you can follow it to the T. It's up to you. I think there are demands for classic food, and there's demands for innovative food. So follow what is natural for you. That's what I tell them.
Wow, well said on that. So we all know that Demon Duck is such a high in demand restaurant. It's in Caesar's Palace, Blue Waters Island. So I want to ask about that, right? I want to ask something about that.
Can you be a little bit more specific?
So you guys have done a lot of things right in that restaurant. So what do you feel like from your side you guys have done right? And what's your favorite dish? What's your favorite dish? And what do restaurants get wrong? Like these really high-end restaurants, sometimes it doesn't stick with the crowd. People go in, it's expensive, you pay for the ambience, you pay for all of that, but the food, it doesn't really stick with you. But what do you feel like chefs do wrong when they try to make it high-end?
Chewing gum is always good because it sticks to you.
There you go.
I can tell you, that was such a long question. I think I've forgotten the front part of it.
Okay.
But never mind.
Basic gist, what do you feel like
I think if I can summarize on the statement that you made, what constitute let's say a good restaurant? What can you go wrong? Is it about the food? Is it about the ambience? Is it about the price? Is it about, how much media, you put the thing through? Or is it a Michelin-Star? Is it on a list, I would say all these matter because there will be people who would, go to a restaurant for these reasons. Some people love the food. Some people just like to have new experience. So they will hop from restaurant to restaurant to restaurant. So you must have some of that. Okay, I think the best restaurant is that one for me that would cater for everyone, because then your exposure, that makes your audience a lot larger. Okay, so you make yourself, if you have a very small restaurant and you're very, very, let's say, expensive, then obviously not everybody can afford to go or want to go. So I think basically you want to cover everything. But then if you cover everything, and there's an expression, okay, know all, but you be expert of none, okay? And sometimes, you need to now bring in your niche or bring in your expertise and try to get a balance. So at the end of the day, balance is very important. I think I answered that, but that can apply to everything.
Balance.
Good. Balance.
Yeah, yeah,
Balance is good. You know, if there's no balance, okay, this, you know, our universe will fall apart. Just like, you know, that movie from Marvel. You know, the big guy with the big
Thor.
hand.
Now we're on our level.
What's the guy called? I forgot his name. What's Thanos? Thanos, yes.
That's right. You remember all these things and you forget, you know, what question to ask me. Too early in the morning, that's why.
Do you bring any, let's say, for example, you mentioned action movies, do you bring in any unusual influences into your cooking, or how do you continue to find inspiration?
Well, I always find inspirations by
From
just
where?
not sleeping. That always helps.
Really?
Coffee, okay?
Oh.
Okay.
How many hours a night do you sleep?
Very little, very little. I would say less than 3.
Wow.
That's amazing because you have no dark circles.
I'm wearing glasses. How can you see?
I mean, they're transparent. I guess.
I think, you know, I'm always hyperactive. I always want to try new things. So, you know, a lot of times I enjoy the process of creating something new. I enjoy the process of, let's say, even, you know, but, you know, taking something that is old and reusing it, okay? I mean, a lot of time it's a matter of just reusing, okay? And cooking is the same thing. You know, you're not doing anything new. Taste, sweet, sour, bitter, hot, salty, umami. That hasn't changed, okay? And textures from food hasn't changed. You have your vegetables, you have your carbohydrates, you have your protein. None of these have changed since the beginning of time, okay? So we are still recycling these elements to provide new experience, okay? So a lot of time now we incorporate visual, okay? So we got to make things very visual, okay? And also, you know, we're also using sound, okay? I mean, you know, there's a dinner I'll be doing where, you know, I incorporate, you know, I'm working with a recording artist, okay, and trying to create some sort of experience, you know, what you call it, crossover or whatever, okay. So, you know, just you know, I want to, you know, as I say, you know, how do you reinvent? How do you invent? I guess sometimes the bigger your library you have to draw from, which are these are called inspirations, knowledge, whatever. The more you can create.
Speaking of, by the way, because you've made it sound very simple, to be honest, which it of course is not, but there are these kind of like strange food trends that go viral, and we want to get the Demon Chef's reaction to these viral food trends. What we're going to do is we're going to show you a food trend up here, and we want to know what you think. So right here, you're looking at a watermelon and mustard situation.
He needs a haircut.
So does our boss. A watermelon and mustard situation.
That's not mustard. That's French mustard. First of all, that is the worst mustard. You know, you should put that on your hot dog. He can use a better mustard, the Dijon, English mustard. You know, that mustard is just sour, kind of like a sour. And you know, he's showing that you know, French mustard. That's a French brand. That's not even French mustard. Use a better mustard. Get a haircut. And
you have been told. Okay, next up.
Cutthroat.
Next up is the viral butterboard trend. Have you seen this?
No, I haven't. You know, I'm very I'm a dinosaur when it comes to these things. So what is this one?
So what people are doing, it's going viral on TikTok. People are just spreading butter on chopping boards and using that as their kind of meal to serve people when they come to your house. So you have bread and you scrape it on your butterboard. It's just a wooden plank with butter and toppings.
Like a cheese board, but butter board.
Well, that looks interesting. It looks messy, but it's very interesting.
Yeah.
I noticed, is he doing it on his bed? Is this a breakfast in bed thing? And can they use that lubrication for something else, you know? Yeah. I think, you know, very, very creative. You get now more use for food.
I can't get that out of my head. Okay,
like
next one.
moisturizing your body.
Yes, moisturizer body. Okay, next one. This is noodles and peanut butter.
Yes.
Genius.
Well, I think this is reinventing. This, you know, like let's say Dantan noodles. You know, a lot of noodles, you know, actually have a peanut sauce in it. Okay, so this is nothing new. This is just you know, adding something peanut butter and creating something. You know, this is not even creative.
I love that picture.
Okay.
All right, you're basic. And then the last one we have here.
You know, that's got, you know.
Okay, the last one we have, same guy actually. He's doing Oreos and carrot juice.
What's wrong with that?
I
What's wrong
love
with
that. I don't judge
all right.
weird
I mean,
food
look, first of
combos.
all, the Oreos, gotta add a zillion calories, and the carrot juice is healthy for you. So it's good and bad in the same glass. Okay, so and I love Oreos and I drink carrot juice all the time. So combinations of it, I see nothing wrong. I think he should put it, make a milkshake out of it. I think it's something I would put it through a blender or something like that, make a smoothie like an Oreo, because it's pretty hard to drink that through a straw.
That's so true. Casey's all in for it.
I cannot say I agree with you, but I appreciate your honesty on it, and it's something I'm going to have to try because if you say it's good,
Well, why don't you agree with me? What's wrong with that?
a carrot juice and the textures are they're too. There's
One
too
is
much contrast
liquid,
with texture.
one is liquid, one
one's
is solid. No
crunchy.
granted, the texture. Okay,
You
it's
need
the
to
texture
break up the
Don't
Oreo.
hate it till
No,
you
but
freaking
carrot juice
try
is sweet.
it.
Carrot juice is sweet. Oreo is sweet. I can't see any difference.
Alvin,
If
I
a
am
Ritz
with you.
cracker and carrot juice, that may taste a bit. Cheese whiz, like the cheesy whiz cracker and carrot juice.
very
That would be
good.
worse.
Oh.
That would be worse. Which one would you rather drink?
Cracker.
Oreos and carrot juice or cheese whiz with cheese whiz
I think
cracker?
cheese, but if you tell me Oreos, then I'm going to go with
Okay. You want
Oreos.
cheese
I
whiz
trust your
cracker and
flavor palette more than mine.
cheese whiz cracker and carrot juice. That's what you prefer that.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
But I'll tell
This
you what.
guy's gonna copy me. He's gonna tomorrow. You're gonna see that. You'll see that viral.
The new TikTok
Okay.
trend, not butterboards. The Demon Chef says the new TikTok trend is a cheese whiz cracker and carrot juice. You've heard it here first.
You know what?
That-
All goes down to the same place. So might as well. You know what I
Why
mean?
not? We appreciate your time.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much for joining us, guys. That was the Demon Chef. If you want to check out his restaurant, of course, by the way, you're repping it. It is the Demon Duck at Caesar's Palace.
Yes.
And that's it.
Please come. We are having a promotion. Just today, 14. I don't know when you're interested. We're live, aren't we?
We're live.
Yeah.
Today's a promotion. I brought my protege, the first winner of Masterchef Canada, and we're doing a four hands. Okay, so I got two
wow.
here. There's another two in the kitchen right now. He's up early preparing. Okay?
It's going to be a flavor
Okay.
explosion.
And I can tell you tonight there's going to be carrot juice and some sort of cracker.
Don't tease us. Guys, that is all we have time for. We're back on Monday morning, same time, same place. A massive thank you. Really appreciate it. Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me. That was some chaos.